The colors and patterns of the vestures of the consecrated men and women in the Holy Land are different, but they form a mosaic that expresses well what St. Paul says in the letter to the Corinthians. The ministries are different, but there is only one Lord. With this spirit of sharing abundance of talents, Monsignor Jose Rodriguez Carballo, Secretary of the Congregation of the Consecrated Life Institutes and for the Apostolic Life Societies, met with religious men and women and with the consecrated people on Wednesday, May 3 at the Notre Dame Pontifical Institute of Jerusalem. In the initial greeting by Father Jean-Daniel Gulung and Sister Bruna Fasson, the gratitude for the opportunity to hold such a meeting resounded. The event was divided into two parts. The first one was characterized by various testimonies centered on the education of children, the accompaniment of end-stage sufferers, the hospitality offered to disadvantaged people, the visits paid to prisoners, and the attention to migrants and refugees. The second part was represented by Bishop Carballo's conference.
Mi viene in mente immediatamente un testo del Vangelo.
A gospel passage immediately comes to mind. Get up and walk. And this is the message that I want to emphasize for the consecrated life in the Holy Land. Get up and walk. We are travelers, seekers of God's face. I also want to say to the consecrated ones, be prophets in this land. This can be achieved first of all by living community life, so that we can prove to the Arabs, the Israelis, and many others who come here that it is possible to live together in spite of our differences.
Arabi, israeliani, tanti altri che vengono a queste terre, che è possibile vivere insieme anche se uno è diverso.
Several members of the ecclesial movements, ecumenical fraternities, and new families of consecrated life were present at the meeting, bringing the novelty of the Spirit to the Church.
La Terra Santa è una terra che gode della presenza.
The Holy Land is a land that enjoys the presence of a truly remarkable charismatic variety. It is a gift to the Church of Jerusalem, a presence that manifests itself also and above all through vitality, through the novelty that the Spirit brings to this land. This novelty and variety reinvigorate the mission of the Church and continually inspires a new expression of it. I believe this is very important.
Della Chiesa, che dà vitalità alla missione della Chiesa. Questo mi sembra molto importante.
The words of Bishop Carballo describe a variegated mosaic that expresses the treasure the Church possesses in the consecrated life in the Holy Land.
Oggi sono contentissimo di aver ascoltato.
Stay on the frontiers. Get out. We need less referentiality and more mission, especially in the suburbs. I am delighted to have heard 5 testimonies of consecrated life today in the suburbs. These are our suburbs, so let's stay on the borders, always bearing the love of Christ. Because our neighbor, especially if he is poor, as Pope Francis often reminds us, is the flesh of Christ. When we embrace the poor, we are embracing Christ. I remember St. Francis embracing the leper at the beginning of his conversion. That embrace probably did not change the life of the leper, but it did change Francis's heart. Look forward to hope and experience the frontiers or the suburbs of human life.
Umano.
At the end of the meeting, Vespers were recited under the guidance of Archbishop Giuseppe Lazzarato, Apostolic Nuncio to Israel and Apostolic Delegate for Jerusalem and Palestine.
Grazie.
Thanks. To all the consecrated, a hug of peace and blessings, a paschal embrace to all of you, and goodbye.